So the shaila about wearing a watch on Shabbos, besides for interesting shaila halacha l'maisa, it's also.
That's the first thing.
Are you allowed to wear a watch on Shabbos? Is it carrying? That's the shaila. Are you allowed to wear a wristwatch? I'm saying they have different types. There's watches on necklaces. There are pocket watches. Is there isra of carrying or is it mutter? And besides for being interesting shaila halacha l'maisa, it also opens up three very fundamental shailas in carrying on Shabbos. First of all, are you right now? First of all, are you allowed to? First of all, b'chlal, are you allowed to wear jewelry on Shabbos? And second of all, what is a watch? If you want to be a matter watch, you want to say either it's in order to carry something, it needs to be either a garment or a piece of jewelry.
Are you allowed to wear jewelry during the week? Do we get into that?
If it's a derech to wear for men to wear the type of jewelry, then it's mutter. If it's not the derech
for men, about where it's a derech for men to wear a gold watch, right?
So shaila is, so if you want to be matter watch, you have to say it's either a piece of jewelry or you have to say that it's a garment. So you have to figure out what is the definition of jewelry and what is the definition of a garment on Shabbos. So it opens up these interesting shailas. So we're going to go through them and look in the first.
If it's jewelry, then I could wear it. That we're going to see.
You're allowed to wear clothes and first of all, are you allowed to wear?
I could wear.
Yeah. Well, first of all, the first part of the discussion is who says you're allowed to wear jewelry on Shabbos. So. The first one, just read the Shalom Meshiv. There's a chuf on the Shalom Meshiv, Shal Nossenson. He's the first one who wrote about the watch that we have. That wrote about the watches. So he says it's mutter, and he's even talking about pocket watches. He says, you have this watch with a golden pocket watch. He's talking about pashas with a golden chain.
Yeah, pocket with a chain.
Mm-hmm. So al-daiti hu mutter l'sei. So he thinks it's mutter to wear it on Shabbos. Afshe, I don't know, it's some sort of title. Mem lamed. Kasuv shachacham tzvi zal leinotzar aktim lakim sheish eruv. Even though the Nacham Tzvi, the Chacham Tzvi, a great man, she wouldn't wear unless there was an eruv. The Kach Kasu Hachreinim and other Achreinim also said that it's also to wear the pocket watch. But the Yanis Daiti Kol Shu Lavush Bibgadav, as long as he's wearing with his clothes, it should be okay. Befrat,
right?
And especially Befrat who Im Revid Hazav, and especially it's with a golden strap. Vaday mutter afemakim she'ein eruv, even when there's no eruv, the have it tachshit v'leimasa. It's a piece of jewelry. It's not a load that you're carrying. Kei nir l'fias nias naiti v'pshitus. Diri hakeisav v'nechitza. I wrote that I didn't have much time. I wrote quickly. Hader shalom v'ahava. So he doesn't explain too much. What did that take him? He says his mutter is a piece of jewelry, especially it has a golden band. That should be fine.
It's like part of the clothing. It's a tachshit. What does it mean? It's an adornment.
So first he writes.
It's tied to the clothing, right? Because he goes from two.
Right. First he says it's lavush b'bgadav. He's wearing it with his clothes. It sounds like it's a garment. And then he says b'frat is with a golden zav. So for sure it's a tachshit.
What would lavush b'bgadav mean? A pocket watch in your pocket?
He's wearing it. I guess he's wearing. I'm not sure what he says.
So it's lavush b'bgadav and imri v'dazav.
Also misgegangen in Amor. A chain. Denkst du, I'm misgegangen mit
That's not lavish with
God. Oh, the chain with the watches.
Yeah.
That is part of it.
Revida zav is when it's clipped onto your clothing. That's lavish with God. But he's making it into two things. He's saying lavish with God.
First of all, you're wearing it.
Revida zav.
Right.
Okay.
Especially that so if he does us, then he can say it's attached.
Because it's attached.
It sounds like it's not so clear what his kavanah is. He says first of all he's wearing it, so it sounds like he wants to say it's a garment, and then he says especially it's with a golden chain, so maybe so you can also say it's a ornament and it's a piece of jewelry. So because he doesn't explain what's the definition, he doesn't explain too much. So we're going to go through.
The Indian of lavish b'gadav, meaning that's attached to his clothing, is lishloel. That is carrying it. Carrying it. You can't carry a tash. You're just carrying it. If it's part of your,
he says a b'chadshim v'dazav. What if it would be without a v'dazav?
That's a double. That's a separate thing. That it's also a v'dazav.
But is the first one enough?
No.
If it wasn't a v'dazav, would that be enough to be matu?
Probably not.
The way they used to wear these things is people wore three-piece suits with two pockets. One, and the chain was connected to a buttonhole, and it came into the pocket. So you, in fact, were wearing it.
Is it lavish v'gadav? Is it attached? He's saying three different things. He says lavish v'gadav.
Fancy enough
then
to
he
be
says
jewelry.
Then he says tachshit.
Vidazav is tachshit. I think it's the same thing.
Vidazav. No, he says Okay, you want to say flat?
That's why. Therefore, yeah.
Even more so.
So
But I'm saying,
a lot.
Okay, so it's clipped on with a golden
You
clip.
can't just have a tafshit in your pocket.
Right.
Here
Oh,
the
so that's-
is because it's connected.
So,
No, it's
most of the places you have really big problems with the shalamation. Or most places you have big problems with the shalamation, like you're getting into. And
So we're teaching you love shpugadav is it's clipped onto your clothes.
With
And the fact that the clip, the chain is gold. It's not just a chain of ugly metal or leather. It's a takshin.
yes.
So it's part of your clothing and it's a gold. And it's gold.
Yeah.
That's where the old dress goes.
So first,
That's important. That's one maybe one of the
this-
reasons why he's matter is that's the way.
so you're getting into the shayla. So this is
and now we don't wear it like
so
that.
this
We
is-
don't wear a gold watch.
No, not
No,
that.
we're not okay.
this
Let's
is
see, let's see.
this is the tshuva from the shalamation. So yeah, we're going to go into some of the background,
I
and then
have,
we're going to come back to
another
this.
basic question.
Yeah.
What is more choshev? A golden watch would cost $1,000, or a Rolex or a the number was cost $30,000.
What's more chashav?
Yeah. If the chashivas is zohov, is the poshet
It all depends on what's chashuv. That's all.
There's, what?
You put it on.
Ich will verstehen.
Yes.
Weil ein geht mir nicht mit Golden Watch. Mir geht mit fancy watch.
Let's go back. We have some ground to cover.
Okay, let's
So before we get back into the actual tshuva, we're going to go to some background. So first of all, who says b'chlal you're allowed to wear jewelry on Shabbos, even for women? So look in the second Ma'aner Makim. There's a Klar Gemara which says women are not allowed to wear any jewelry on Shabbos. There's a Gemara in Pek B'Met Isha in Shabbos in Zayin Beis. Mishnah says B'Met Isha Yesa B'Met Ina Yesa. What can a woman go out with Shabbos and what can she not go out with Shabbos? Gemara says Leisei Isha Loi. Gemara says V'Loi Be'ir Shel Zav. Ir Shel Zav was some type of headband that had like a gold, was out of gold and it looked like a city, a tiara. They shouldn't wear that. V'lei bekatla, some type of choker or necklace. V'lei benizamim, not.
Choker. It chokes you. It kills you.
No, a choker. It's a kind of
Tell the katla. What is that?
when you get out.
V'lei benizamim.
Katla is killer.
Nezomim is a...
V'lei benizamim, not with a nose ring. V'lei betabas, not with a finger ring. V'she'ina le'achisim, which doesn't have a signet on it. V'lei b'machachin and kuva, not with these sort of needles, which are also that you wore as an ornament. So all these things are serving. If she went out there, she's not chayav chatas because it is a jewelry. Midaraisa, you're allowed to wear clothes and jewelry. There is no problem. But the chacham made a gzeira because they might take it off to show it off, and therefore they're going to be over and they're going to carry a dalet amos on Shabbos.
Quickly on is that mashma that if it did have a chaysim, you were allowed to wear it?
No, if it had a chaysin, it should be chayav chatas. Because then it's not a jewelry and it's just carrying.
That's a
Not even the shalchol, then it's not jewelry anymore for her. Because it's not the debt for them to wear.
here it's the kula of not chayim chatas because
Yeah.
ain't lachayim.
So there's a whole.
Machashin and the kuva, you'd say the same thing. If it was nakav, would be chayv achat.
Yeah, because then it's a tool. It's not jewelry. And so the whole parak goes through which type of jewelry they are allowed to wear, which they're not allowed to wear. So that's not what people do today. Okay? Everyone's wearing their jewelry today, but even before, why did things change? The question is, does this apply to men also? This is gzeira. So some place Rabbeinu Tam wants to say that it says B'Meh Isha Yesa, B'Meh Ina Isha Yesa. It sounds like the whole problem is only jewelry for women. It doesn't mention anything about men.
They show it off. A man will wear it.
And he brings the Yerushalmi. The Yerushalmi. They
That's
say
why
that.
they show it up.
They say that. There's a Yerushalmi. The Yerushalmi says why is Tachshitin Aser? So it says because the Nashim Shachtzani is saying they're glamorous. They like to show off. Therefore, they're going to take it off and show it. Men, whereas men who aren't so into their clothing, they're not supposed to be. They're.
That's the best.
Ich gewusst, dass es gewinnt 2000 Jahre zurück. Ich gewinnt, dass es
Men are not the type to take it off. They're not going to take it to show.
They're not going to take it it off and
Cool, just keep
Today's
away from it.
opposite
They don't even
of
let you touch it.
Yeah.
You know? Hey,
they're not going to take it off and show it.
don't
But
touch my suit. You're ruining it.
so it's lahalacha machlekes whether this gzeira applies for men also. Both opinions are brought down in the Shulchan Aruch. Whether some people say, some places say that the gzeira is also for men. The chayil is only talking about women. That's because the derech is mainly for women to wear jewelry. It doesn't mean because if men wear jewelry, it wouldn't be an issue for them. It also applies to men. Allah, I think the Alter Rebbe says the ikar is that there's no gzeira. There's no gzeira by men to wear jewelry. So that's regarding that. So the next shayla is why did the gzeira change? What happened? How come everyone's walking around with the jewelry nowadays? So there's three reasons why things changed. This minhag already happened times that are shaynim. They already back then ladies were walking around with their jewelry. So the first one, there's a nice hezber from the Shiltei Giborim in Maramakim number 3. He says the whole gzeira is nafka back then where jewelry was something rare. Nowadays it's not rare. It's not so rare to have jewelry. We're not worried people are going to show it off.
Then they only wore Shabbos. It was special for Shabbos.
Yeah.
Look in the worse third. Or better?
For this it's worth.
It's worth.
Look in the third Maramakim. There's some places in the Rishonim say nowadays all jewelry is mutter, both for men and women. This time we said a man shouldn't go with the signet ring and a woman shouldn't go with her ring. Because it wasn't normal for them to wear it during the week. They only wore it on Shabbos. It was something special. Therefore, we made they're going to take it off, and it's going to be they're going to end up carrying. But also, lots of and you're not allowed to wear it. But by us, now that we wear both on Shabbos and both during the week, and during the week they also wear that jewelry. Even it's also fine to wear this jewelry also on Shabbos because we're not worried that they're going to come to take it off because it's not.
So he held the Mishnah went on a man and a lady, but it doesn't apply nowadays.
Right.
He held the Mishnah went on a man and a lady.
He brings the argument earlier. I think he's just writing.
Well,
even if you want to say.
The reason Isha will even be able to wear tabash yesh l'cheisim because she doesn't use it. She's not using it as a cheisim.
So he's learning the Gzeiros also for men. Yeah.
Right. And the Isha could even wear yesh l'cheisim l'Isha.
Yeah.
You're allowed, but you're not chai v'chatis.
Even if it has a chaysim for Isha,
she won't be chai v'chatis.
Right. Yeah. That was the Gzeira, but that was then.
Yeah, now everybody could wear that.
So there's another hezber. There's another hezber that the Ran says that it says nowadays is the whole Gzeira that you might come to carry in Rosh Hashanah over and nowadays who is there? And there aren't really many Rosh Hashanahs around, so there isn't what to be worried about. Look inside. Look at the fourth Maramakim. The Ran says v'harav bal hatrumo zal. We don't have a complete Rosh Hashanah. First of all, you need a shayu. It has to be all the way through. It can't be cut off from one end of town to the other end. It has to be 16 amas wide. And you have to have 600,000 people going through every day.
Und in Manhattan sind nicht so Sachen.
Since it's not possible to be Ivan, therefore, since it's not possible to come to Isra because they didn't have such a thing in those days, it's not there's no reason to be chesed for the Gzeira because no one is going to be Iver.
In the time of the Ram, don't confuse the situation.
In die Zeiten von heute ist nicht doch richtig Rabbi mehr
Time of the Ram.
So this is the
it's not the times, it's where they lived in the Stadtlachen.
So this is a heter they bring down, and both these are tadim you could question because even if you want to say that nowadays it's more accustomed to wearing jewelry. Well, first of all, who says just because the reason for the Gzeira went away, the whole Gzeira goes away? A lot of times you say even though the reason for the Gzeira went away, the Gzeira still
went away.
Also, they're still taking waiting. Right, but the Ran himself questions this afterwards. He's quoting the Baal Truma. He's being Lamed Schus, but most are saying question this. Just because the reason for the Gzeira went away, that means the Gzeira goes away. A lot of time we do Gzeiras, even though we still do Mayim Achreinim, even though we don't have Melch Sedemus, we do a lot of things. And also, second of all, we're saying they want to be mounted because nowadays we don't have Rosh Hashanah. Okay, on the times of Chazal, when they made the Gzeira back then, they didn't have such big rows of so many people. And they aren't, and also nowadays we also have such places. I was saying back then it wasn't so common, probably wasn't so common either. So these are. You lived in
Vienna, you lived in London, you lived in.
So that's the Gemara. When the Gemara is the one who made the.
So a lot of Rishonim question these two Hatadim, but the Peil Namish, look in the fifth Maramakim, there's a Tesis in Snaf Samach Dal. He ends off. After he brings these two Hatadim that we mentioned earlier, he says v'seif davar at the end of the day Amru Hakadmeinim the Mutaris Atzis Behen the Mutav Yerushaygis Valu Mazidais.
The lady.
Yeah. At the end of the day, you like these Hatadim or not? Mutav Yerushaygis. Yeah.
Why does he say it? Translate it?
He says at the end. In the end, they already he brought the first two Hatadim.
Right.
He says at the end of the day, they already said that they already said it's Mutav Yerushaygis. Better they should do it by mistake. Better than tell them to do it and they won't listen and they'll do it on purpose. So don't start off with their jewelry. The first two was that that the Gzeira is only back then when jewelry was something very rare.
The only word on Shabbos.
The only word on Shabbos, so it was a big deal. They would take it off the show. And nowadays it's more common. We're not so worried anymore.
Also another thing nowadays, a lot of trolls are not wearing real. They're wearing what you call custom jewelry, and they don't want to take it off because they don't want you to get a very close look at it. They want you to look at real.
It's a Hatadah.
Yeah, makes sense, right? Because the thing's
reason
part
why
of style.
buffets are not
You're gonna blow $4,000 on a piece of jewelry, and then the next year goes out of style. What's the point? This way you get a custom one that looks exactly like the real thing, and then you don't want anyone getting a close look at it. You change the conversation.
Mm-hmm. So suddenly we have three reasons why we're making. Either we're not accustomed to wearing jewelry, or because we're not Rosh Hashanah, or they're not going to listen to you, so you're better off not saying anything. So that's the reason. That's why we're making. This is why we're making nowadays with wearing jewelry. So now getting back to watches.
Bottom line is like the Toast says. Bottom line.
Bottom line, yeah. The Alter brings down all three Hatadim. So I'm saying Mutish Yushegis, and we want to be Lamed Schus. You also have the other two Hezbedim. The Iker, it sounds like the Iker Vart is that Mutish Yushegis, but we don't want to say. But we will be Lamed Schus. There are other reasons why it could be Mutter also. And so now getting back to the watches. So the Sheil Misha was matter a watch. So why is it mutter? So could we say that a watch is a piece of jewelry? So let's say a fancy watch, a golden watch, something an expensive watch. Could he say it is jewelry? He was makel. So the question is, what is the definition of a jewelry?
Isn't it pretty simple? If people consider it nice, it's jewelry. If not,
what is it? Is it? How do you look at it? Is it a nice looking watch?
Anything over $5
don't wear a watch to tell the time.
$5 now watch. Anything over $5 is a tax.
Right. If I have a golden suitcase, if I have a golden Brie backpack, if I have a backpack with diamonds, I'm like carry it on Shabbos. Just because
nobody could see it? No, you can't carry it.
I'm saying on my back. If I have a backpack, it's covered with diamonds and stones.
Fancy
and that means it's jewelry. It looks nice, but that means it's jewelry.
If that's what people carry to be fashionable, then you probably could.
What about a lady with a handbag? A lady
they carry it over the shoulder. They wear it over the shoulder.
So the question is it jewelry or is it just a fancy watch? Is it jewelry or is it a fancy watch? How do you look at it? Where do you draw the line? Where do you draw the line if something is a fancy tool or is it actually a piece of jewelry? So a similar shayla came up in the times of the Rishonim. They were trying to find Hatadim how to carry keys on Shabbos. So they had an eitzah. They had gold. They had keys made out of gold, and they would hang them on their necklaces. So I don't know if people now they saw necklaces with skeleton keys hanging on it. So they
or pins. I mean, I've seen that as Shabbos pin.
A Shabbos pin key.
So the question. So the question came up: can you put a key on a necklace? Is that considered jewelry? So looking at so it boils down to what is it. So looking at the 6 Maramakim Alter Rebbe is magni very nicely. It depends what it's made out of. It depends how nice it is. So Alter Rebbe says in 6 Maramakim, Yesh cholkin al zeh. There are some people that say that you're allowed to wear a key on a necklace. They're matter to wear it if the key is made out of silver. Why? Since it's not normal to make a key out of gold, so it's recognizable. You could tell that it's mainly there as a ornament. Even though you also use it to open doors, since it's mainly made for jewelry, also it's not considered.
It's really not made with. It's really faking a key. It's really faking.
That's what they're doing.
So it's and therefore
gold plate and
It's focused on the silver shabbat, not on the mafteah.
Also, it's not normal to make it out of silver. So obviously, someone who did make it, yeah, Avlim Shel Barzel Ishon L'Cheshes, Afal Pisha Tola Shel L'Noy.
Bothering us. Because why this person made it wasn't Ikra Takshin.
It was.
This person was Ikra to fake it. That's why this person did it.
But if he made it out of silver, it takes it out of the
category.
And Al Teva ends off Avol Imhu Shel Barzel, it's made out of metal, Ishon L'Cheshes or copper. Afal Pisha Tola Shel L'Noy Kein Takshin. Even though you hung it there to make it look nice, so also let's say you're not allowed to wear it.
In this case,
why Shekivan Shederch Lulas Kein Hamaftech Mi Barzel? Since it's normal to make a key, and L'Cheshes had to Ikra Nasis
L'Tashmish. Maybe you would be able to wear.
What about a half and half?
So it's men. So
no, then you focus on the silver.
The handle is made out of gold, silver, and the actual key. Because if you're going to put a silver key into a door, it's going to break.
Okay, so
the
point again is there silver here? Is there jewelry?
The question is boiled down to is what is it mainly? If you look, if it's unusual, if it's more if it looks like a regular watch, if it looks like a regular key, Elamai, it looks a little bit nice. So then it's mainly there for telling time. Elamai, you made it look nice. In order for it to be considered jewelry, the first thing is it has to be unusually
anything nice.
Any
nicer material.
A metal key could also look nice.
The only problem you have is the barzel.
It needs to be
recognized. Since a regular key is barzel, and you're going to make it a nicer barzel, people might not realize.
It needs to be recognizable that this watch is being worn for the first look.
For jewelry,
very simple.
It needs to be a watch recognized. Wow, this is a nice watch. This is not Stama watch. This watch is worn for its looks.
Which is pretty much over anything over a $5 watch.
Maybe the volume is
No, where are you drawing the line?
It has to. I think it has to. I'll have to.
Where are you drawing the line?
Maybe the point over here is nobody would wear a key.
What is cheshivah?
Because whenever they wear a key, it doesn't look nice a key. But if they have a gold key, so even though I'm going to use it anyways. But that's the point. No, that answers another question.
If it's the same color.
If it's no, it's used.
But I don't wear it on Wednesday when I need a key. I don't wear it.
That's right, because I wouldn't wear such a key on Wednesday because it's too
when I dress up on Wednesday, I don't wear it.
If I need it, if
you go to a chasana on Wednesday, you wear the key.
Oh, this is a good question.
Maybe yes. If I had no other dime, if I had no other tie clip, that's nice.
I am allowed to sell my chametz today and buy it back.
So this is.
Yes.
I'm allowed to do ribis. It's
everything.
And fine. So
the whole thing of Torah is to find the heaven, not to find the mitzvah.
But I wouldn't say it's equal to takshin.
So ask your Rav exactly how nice is nice, but it has to be a very nice watch. That's recognizable that you're not stam wearing the watch and you happen to pick out a nice one. Has to be recognizable this watch is being worn for its looks. So this is why in order to start saying that a watch is jewelry, it has to fall into this category. Second problem is even then still the Mishnah Berurah has big problems. The Mishnah Berurah has all arichos. He says it's also to wear watches at all.
Today I go without the Rebbe Shulchan Aruch.
We have to back up a second. The Shel Meshiv was matter even pocket watches, right? The Shel Meshiv was matter even pocket watches.
Right.
Matter even pocket watches. So all the placing write very sharply against this. Even if it's made out of gold and you want to argue it's a piece of jewelry, you can't say it's a piece of jewelry if it's sitting in your pocket.
No,
right?
It's tied to your pocket.
The chain, but the actual watch. The main thing is the watch. Just like if you have like a ring, if you have a beautiful ring, you're allowed to wear it, but you're not allowed to.
Earrings is dangling.
But you can't put the earrings in your pocket, right? You can't put the earrings in your pocket.
What's the problem with the pocket? If it's on a chain,
pocket, right?
If I drop it, it's still on the chain.
No, it's
you're
just
right,
a
but
chain.
the watch,
No,
but the chain.
You can wear the chain without
you can
the
wear
watch.
the chain without the watch, but the watch isn't a piece of jewelry. If the watch is dangling, if the watch is hanging out, then you can argue it's a piece of jewelry. If the watch is sitting in your pocket, you can't say it's jewelry. So the Divrei Chaim, all the placing right very sharply against the Shalom Nation. They say you're chayiv chatas if you wear a pocket watch on Shabbos. So the shaila is what about a watch on a necklace or a wristwatch? So the Mishnah Berurah wants to say that even this is also, even if you're wearing it and it's hanging out and it looks nice, it's still going to be also. Why? So he says he writes very nicely. He says
you all from the Divrei Chaim?
He says he can't tell me. He says he can't tell me that this watch is jewelry because what happens when it breaks? When the watch is broken, you're going to take it off. You can't tell me a cup that it's mainly known for jewelry. It's mainly known for jewelry. It's still weird when it's broken. Look in the seventh Maramilkim.
Not true.
Look in the seventh Maramilkim. Mishnah Berurah says, "Vegam kol misha noisei." Also, anyone who wears it, stam kavanosei b'shvil tashmish. His main kavana is in order just to use it. Leida beisi luchei es hasha. Just to know what time is el shami meila miskasha begamkin. Elamai derech agav might as well also get a nice watch. The raya, what's a raya? The bismanchi miskalkel veina halef and it's not working. People aren't going to wear when it's broken.
A person changes his watch before he goes on Shabbos to a pretty watch.
That's right.
And he's saying here that the Mela, that he's Eitziluch Ellis Shah.
Why if it breaks, you're going to still wear it?
A lot of people.
And if somebody will ask you, what the show, what's the
battery died.
It's a
pretty item. That's not true. I totally disagree on that.
He would have
The
argued.
Mishnah says it's also.
Actually, you have a stark raya for the svara. There's a gemara. There's machlekes in the Mishnah whether you're allowed to we're allowed to carry a sword on Shabbos. You have a fancy sword and a fancy sheath made out of.
Oh, that's not good.
Are you allowed to wear that? So it's machlekes in the Mishnah. So I remember Rebbe Chachamim. I don't remember who it was, but the shittas who say it's aser, they say why is it aser? Because as aser lovely, we're going to turn all the swords into plowshares. So if you're going to tell because they're not going to be worn anymore.
And what about malachte?
So he tells
then
you
should be allowed.
Oh, so he says
current malacha
then it's
of
only for
killing?
taxes.
What about its current malacha of killing?
So what's the raya? And they bring a raya from there. If you're going to tell me that it's a jewelry, then they should still be wearing it with lost love and we don't need it anymore. And since you see that when lost love we're not going to need it anymore, they're not going to wear it. It's a raya that it's mainly used as a tool. It's not used as a piece of jewelry. It's got. It's
Why
not.
would they go in style then?
Right.
It won't be in style.
But you see from there it's main use. This is a Mishnah. I'm just bringing a raya from the Mishnah.
Who asked that kasha on the Mishnah?
Yeah, I remember the Chachamim, Rabbi Yehuda, Rabbi. I don't know.
Who asked the kasha about lost Lavi?
That's the raya. That's the raya. And the Gemara brings the raya. Yeah, that's the raya. That's the raya. Why we say that weapons are not jewelry. A sword is not jewelry because if it's really jewelry, we should still be wearing it. Lasted lovely when Mashiach comes. So there's a similar svara to what the Mishnah Berurah is saying over here. So the nowadays, so the Achreinim nowadays Chalkas Yaakov and they want to say that Pei Mamish. You see nowadays some people do wear their watches even though it is broken. Right. So you see what the tain is a true tain if this was true, but the Metzias they say you see is different. So for some people,
maybe that's
Shmir Shabbos
Kilchasa. Will somebody wear it even if it's broken?
Shmir Shabbos Kilchasa writes. He wants to say it depends on will you wear when it's broken. Someone who's going to wear when it's broken he wants to be making.
It depends on you and you. You don't do that. That's not
is it nice enough that a person would wear it?
But that's not the way Pascal. That means that give it to a private judgment. If you do, you're allowed. If you don't,
for you it's a tax.
Is it a jewelry? What is your kavanah when you're wearing it?
He doesn't like it.
It's not so. Sometimes you have it. Right?
Normal. What is the normal day?
That's right.
No, but the normal day of a fancy
what do most
watch,
people do?
Most
people, when they have a broken watch, they still wear it.
A gorgeous, expensive, fancy gold watch.
Yeah.
So it has. First of all, it has to be such a watch.
You don't have a second one to wear.
Okay, so first of all, it has to be. Nice. It has to be such a fancy watch that you attack is still weird. That people would still wear when it's broken.
Okay.
So this is one shaila about it. Would you still wear it if it was broken? So Shmir Shabbos Kilchasa says it depends on each person. The second shaila is even if you want to say that a person will still wear when it's broken, Mishnah Berurah still wants to say it's aser. He dug up a Yerushalmi. Yerushalmi, it's not brought down in the vase in any of the Pesachim. No one brought it. He dug up a Yerushalmi. The Yerushalmi is talking about wearing a signet ring. So on one hand, the shayla is what's the ikr? The shayla is if you carry on Shabbos, are you chayiv? On one hand, the ring is jewelry, but the signet is a tool. So are you chayiv for carrying on wearing on Shabbos?
That you could do a malach and mamish.
So he brings his Yerushalmi says it depends what your ikr kavanah is. He says, Rabbi Shmuel b'shem Rabbi Zeira, in the 8th Maramakim, he said, he had a ring which was meant for both, for jewelry and for signing. So, if you took it out, if you were outside in order to sign with it, you're chayav, because your main kavana was for not for jewelry, was for carrying it. But if you wore it outside in order for it to be jewelry, then potter afal chesim, shafal chesim tefil attaching, because the chesim is tafel to the ring.
So 1 second. So what did he bring to?
So Mishnah Brura wants to say over here that even if you want to say it's a piece of jewelry, still, if your kavana, main kavana, to know what time it is, you want to say you're chayiv chatas. Something which has two uses. On one hand, according to him, also a key, carrying a key, a golden key. If you take it outside in order to open a door, he wants to say you're also chayiv chatas.
What's your main kavana is going?
Yeah. So, but Lepel, this Yerushalmi wasn't brought down in the Shulchan Aruch and the Beis Yosef by any of the Pesachim. The first one brings down the Mishnah Berurah and the Aruch HaShulchan.
It's called a Gevalfen or
So the shaila is it la halacha, and whatever. Some Achayin have different tirutzim why we don't hold like this. So Pashtus, so L'chira is not la halacha. This
but a bracelet, a gold bracelet, hakel made them you carry it. No machlekes.
You could wear it, yeah.
No machlekes in that. I'm saying.
Yeah.
Because originally from the Mishnah there was a problem.
Right, but nowadays where we have the limits close. So this is all, so this has all been geared to watches. So at the end of the day, so you have a nice fancy watch. It has to be a fancy enough watch that you would still wear it even though it was broken. And so some placing salacha, so a lot of placing are machmir, like say Hashulcha, and the other placing were even having like the Mishnah Berurah that is also completely to have watches, and some placing you have Shmir Shabbos also are mekel. So the next shayla is what about Casio watches? A watch which the holidays you can't say a functional watch. You can't say that it is a jewelry. So could you say it's a malbush? Could you say this is a garment? So the question is boils down to what is the definition of a garment? Is it something that it's a derech to have it on you, or is it something that serves your body? So some place you want to argue. There's a Chalkas Yaakov on the bottom. He says in a ha'ara, in the end of the tshuva, he says in a ha'ara that could be it's fine because it's derech malbush. Since it's a derech to wear, it's going to be mutter. He brings a raya. There's the Arzarua talks about in France. At one point when he was there, they had all the Jewish people had to walk around like a green circle sewed onto their clothes. So the shaila was, are you allowed to wear? Are you allowed to go out with it on Shabbos? So Arzarua says it's mutter because since it's the derech to go out with it all day, all week, so therefore it's fine. There's no problem. So it sounds like
is it because I'm wearing it a whole week? Is it because I need it, or is it because it's keeping me warm or cold? What is the malbush?
Yeah, this is the question.
Right.
So he wants to bring a raya from the Arzarua that he said that it says that there's the question. He gives two reasons why you're allowed to go out with the star or the different thing that's on clothes.
It's on my garment.
So he gives two reasons. One reason is he gives a few reasons. Yeah, but he gives a few reasons. One reason is because it's sewn,
right,
and therefore it's part of the beged, or because it's insignificant and it's tuffle. But a third reason he gives is because it's a derech to go out with it all the week long. It's fine and it's not a problem. So it sounds like from there that as long as it's a derech to go with this all week long, it's going to be mutter. So it could be in Shmir Shabbos also, but they don't pass on like a halacha. Ramesha also wants to say that you could be mekel that as long as it's a derech to go out with it on your body all week long, it's considered a malbush. But
that would be pretty similar to glasses, right?
So the glasses is a whole other discussion.
I need to tell time and I need to see better.
So there is a limit schus. There's a limit schus for people who go with these watches. The Pale Mamish, all these same places, they say you shouldn't wear it. Shmir Shabbos also says it's usher, and Ramesha also says.
It would be better for a man to wear a bracelet than a watch. Let's say. It would be better for a man to wear Shabbos a bracelet than a watch.
If there's no get Israel like silvation and any other issues, then that would be better.
A men's bracelet. Oh, a men's bracelet.
A good canvas.
A men's bracelet.
Don't go down that line because you have to be ready not to wear your glasses. If you're not ready to not wear your glasses, don't go down that line.
However, the Alter Rebbe, you see,
we have to clarify.
The Lahiris Nassan brings from the Alter Rebbe that you see the Alter Rebbe clearly nishnazeh. You see clearly from the Alter Rebbe what's the definition of a beged that is there to protect your body. The definition of a beged isn't just that it's a derech to have it on you. The definition of a beged is that it's there to serve your body.
To serve your body. What does serve your body?
Look in the 10th Maramakim. Look at the example the Alter Rebbe says.
Is glasses serving my body?
The Alter Rebbe. The Alter Rebbe in the 10th Maramokim is talking about if a nida could go out with a cloth over there to soak up the blood.
Of course.
So look what the Alter Rebbe says. So Alter Rebbe says, what's your kavanah?
Different than underwear.
No, because underwear is a beged. Underwear is a beged. He's just put a piece of cloth which is not a beged. It's the is carrying. So before this, Alter Rebbe says, if your whole kavanah just so you shouldn't get dirty, your clothes shouldn't get dirty, then it's usher. Then Alter Rebbe says, if the reason you're putting it there is because to save yourself from discomfort, the blood shouldn't go on her body. If you dry up,
all about discomfort. Is the discomfort only because of somebody else that I'm embarrassed, or what this is the question. Discomfort for myself?
And she's going to have physical pain. It's a complete garment, even though it's just a piece of cloth. Just like all begadim which are made there to protect the body. Even though it's not made like a malbush gomer, you're allowed to go out with this. So you see from the Alter Rebbe,
it's not about.
That means I'm allowed to wear a watch and a glasses.
No. Now you're making a
physical. If it's here to physical.
Who's deciding what's physical time and what? If I can't see well,
that's your body.
So I'm allowed to wear glasses.
But
if all the week I'm going with an expensive watch.
That's different. It's helping.
And I have a tsar. I don't wear it on Shabbos.
The watch.
That's a Baba Maisa tsar. That's not a real tsar. That's a made-up tsar.
A Baba Maisa tsar.
We're mixing.
Wait, but glasses definitely yes.
That's because the body is having a.
But glasses, yes, I could compare one to
the But you see clear.
It's an outside issue.
You see clear from the Alter Rebbe. You see clear from the Alter Rebbe. You see clear from the Alter Rebbe. Just the fact that you wear something the whole week isn't enough to make it considered a malbush. So the definition of a malbush is that it's serving you. It's physically, it's helping you, it's giving you comfort.
Why else would I wear it?
Not your body. It's serving you. You want to know what time it is. It gives you a benefit. You carry a pen with you all week also. It doesn't become a malbush because you carry a pen with you.
Maybe it does.
That's why, David. You know
maybe it does. People every day goes out with a pen here. David. If it wouldn't be muksim, maybe it'd be allowed.
You see clear from the Alter Rebbe that it's hagonas haguf. It's there to serve your body. The pen is not there to serve your body. The pen is in order so you can write. The watch is in order that you can know what time it is.
Somebody wears it out here.
But your body doesn't need it. If the watch will be on the wall, if the
gold, if it's made from gold, the whole thing was gold.
If they wear it was made out of gold, then you would have it sticking out, and actually look nice and those the derech.
זה חולקים כל בורפק הולכים על השטריים. אתה כל בורפק הולכים על השטריים.
I don't know what to say.
Okay, so Allah.
Hello, Rabbi. The same thing with the plastic to protect the shtraim on your head.
Why not? Who's the side? The mind
depends why you're wearing it. If you're wearing it to
wearing it to protect you from the rain is tzara. But if you're wearing it to save your head,
it's a problem.
It's a problem.
That is a problem.
וזה לא משנה איפה לא.
That's why they have these coats now.
הנה הקורט, הנה הקורט.
Because it's part of the...
You could always come to the isthmus if you really need.
So bottom line, we don't, whatever you do whatever you want to, that's it.
Isthmus.
So Allah
you can sell golden watches, golden pens.
So Allah make a sikkum. So there's a whole discussion. Are you allowed to wear jewelry? There's one discussion. The Gemara says it's also machlek is whether it applies for men. And plain mamsh the minhag is that all nashim are mekel. And nashim are mekel to go out the jewelry for three reasons. It's either it's not the derech to show it off anymore. We don't have a shus harambim or mutashir shegus. They're not going to listen to you, so don't say anything. And regarding right and
I know someone who doesn't understand with the glasses.
And so the shaila with watches. So could you be matir watch? So if it's a nice fancy watch, that it's that fancy enough that you would wear it even when it breaks, then there's some placing are matir, but there's still a lot of placing are iser even then, and even then, and
like it's only to tell time. You still have that
either because time. It's only to tell time, or because of the Yerushalmi that the Yerushalmi says that it's going to be chayiv chatos, or
it said what?
Because your kavanas for
the utensil. So telling time.
So there are quite a few places who aren't. I think Chaim knows also against it, and so there are quite a few places who aren't happy with it, and
A bracelet you're
Well, some
allowed.
some
It's not
Peskim some Peskim are makel. Peskim are some and Shimur Shabbos also some Peskim are makel if you would take it if it's nice enough that you would take it wear it even when it was broken. And regarding other watches which are nice, a Casio watch or a functional watch, so some Peskim are malamed schos that since it's a derech to have it on you, it's already considered a garment. However, a lot of Peskim are very sharp against this, and it's clear from the Alter Rebbe also that the definition of a beged is not that it's a derech to wear, it's that it's serving your body, it's protecting you, it's keeping you warm, it's giving you comfort. Not that, it's not enough that it's a derech to go out with it. Also, the end of there's a nice Shmuel Mati Harley. What's his name? Mayor Harley. Mayor Harley has a mice when it was Sukkot, is bringing in Sukkah, and the Rebbe wanted to know what time it was for Shkia, see if he could wash. So he had his watch, and it was Yom Tif, it wasn't Shabbos. So he passed off his watch to the Rebbe. So later, after Farbringen, the Rebbe told him that the Frierdiker wasn't happy when people wore watches people wore watches, even on Yom Tif. Even on Yom Tif.
No, it's a Weissebod is the Meise Gebod.
So what is...
But your Meise was a Weissebod.
So I know Mayor Harling asked him about the story, so he told it to me. He also mentioned that he asked me, you never heard of it before, he asked around. He said, I forgot, either Steve Simpson or Jacobson, he said they said that even that this really even started by the Rebbe Rashab, when people would come for Yom Tov with the watch, he would take them away, he would take it away from them, and if they wanted it back, they would have to be paid it. They have to pay for it back, and the money would go to things. So what was the problem? So I don't think there's any sikha from the Frierdiker Rebbe about talking about watches, but there's a sikha where the Frierdiker Rebbe talks about wearing a chain. A keitel, he calls it. So on Simchas Torah, there's a ringing. So that's not clear what the keitel was. Was it a bracelet, or maybe he meant like a pocket watch? Maybe meant a pocket watch. It's not clear what this chain was. So he told us, someone had the watch on Simchas Torah, so he told him, Madach, I can understand. He said, it's not good to wear the watch. Madach, I can understand during the week, you have businessmen, or to get a bigger loan. If you have a nice watch, if you have a nice keitel, you'll get the loan quicker. But what do you need? What do you bring on Yom Tov? Why are you trying to dress up? It says, if your kids see that on Shabbos, you come on Yom Tov, you take off the watch, they'll realize that today's a hecheret talk. It's have a good hashva on them, and it'll be good for their chinuch. So it could be this is the vert why he's against wearing watches. It was a halal against.
Back to the bracelet. It's not Leisilbish. The Mishnah is talking about men and ladies shouldn't wear it. It has times.